Net Game Radio, shoutcasts, music show, lemon party.
What?
Alright, welcome back, gamers. You're watching another Net Game Radio HoNcast. In fact, we're doing a replay cast tonight between 4GONDOR and One Day on the Cybergamer Open Letter. Anyway, my name is Triumph Man, and I will be solo casting tonight. This was in fact being casted by, it already has in fact been casted by Spot the Aussie, and I believe it was Slub, but I really need to get this done tonight. I haven't received the sound file for it yet, and coming up on the weekend we have the Cybergamer Invitational Finals, and then I've got a new guide to produce sometime tomorrow night, so I really need to get this done tonight. So sorry Aussie, I know you guys have done some hard work on this, but I haven't got enough time to wait. Anyway, so moving on, this is a little bit of a late replay cast, but just filling in, but we've got first up band Demented Shaman. Now, Demented Shaman's a decent hero, a decent trialing hero, but I don't really see him banned all that much. Not really a ban-worthy hero. And again, we get Tremble banned. And I might just call out the players in case you are stuck watching this in 360p. Playing for 4GONDOR on the Legion side, we have What the Fuck is Oh My God Barbecue, Kid, Fu, JJ, and Meltzor. And playing for One Day on the Hellborn side, we have Arctic Owl, Taco King, Carnivalis, Shapes, and Shudder. Band up next, we also have Slither Bear. Slither, a solid hero, definitely a very powerful 1v1 hero. If you can get a good player on him in the side lane, he can really destroy enemies in a solo situation. However, he has been banned this match, so we won't be seeing him rolled out tonight. And it's back over to 4GONDOR's court. It's their turn to ban the fourth hero. Just waiting to see what Zomagod decides to ban, or BBQ, depending what we want to call him tonight. As we're just seeing if Nomad is auto-banned, I believe... just trying to think back. Nomad shouldn't be auto-banned. This was last Sunday. Yeah, it was last Sunday, and that was a Pestilence, Ladybug Pestilence patch. Yeah, so Nomad isn't auto-banned for this match. So if they want to play Nomad, we can play... Oh, actually, no, as I say, that those players have decided on a Gentleman's ban on Nomad, so we won't be seeing Nomad either. Unfortunately, definitely a very tricky hero to play, and quite amusing to see in action. Of course, can do an absolute butt-ton of damage with a True Strike or Large Strike. But Chipper also getting banned. Chipper, quite a nasty hero. If he can get the levels up, he can really destroy Trial. And it's just his ult and his rockets. It's just a ton of rockets. The amount of burst he has and the AoE damage he can deliver is quite nasty. But going back over, the ball is back in a One Day's court, waiting for them to ban the fifth hero. Not sure what we're going to see here. Might see Myrmidon ban, although maybe Thunderbringer. Thunderbringer, of course, being common ban. Just checking who's got the first ban, first pick. One Day has the first pick, so maybe they'll leave some Thunderbringer on the board and try and first pick him if 4GONDOR don't choose to ban him. But a fifth ban has come out. Wretched Hag getting banned. Wretched Hag, a very solid hero, solid ban by One Day, so no surprises there. And back over to 4GONDOR now. I believe these guys have clashed before on the CGo, but I didn't manage to catch. I'm fairly sure they've clashed. I know we've casted a few of One Day's matches. I know we've casted 4GONDOR in action as well, although maybe it wasn't me. I've got some casts up on the YouTube channel that have been done by other people. I was just doing the camera work as during the replay. I have a Behemoth also banned. Behemoth, quite a nasty initiator, definitely a top tier initiator. Can really destroy teams if you can line up a good ult plus his portal key. But also a very solid tri-lane hero, provided you're going to run a ranged carry in there. Otherwise, he doesn't fit line up so well. So if you are going to run Behemoth, you do need to roll out with a ranged carry. So can telegraph your intentions a little bit. I've got some interesting ghost picks happening here. I don't think any of them are really particularly serious. Ball is back in One Day's court. Zomagod has banned Behemoth, so waiting for Arctic Owl to ban the next hero. And he bans Tempest. Now Tempest used to, back in the early days of beta, if anybody has been sticking around with HoN since then, Tempest was a common first pick, first ban. He was an incredibly popular hero, but since Vindicator and we've just had a larger hero pool come out, Tempest has really fallen out of favour, and especially since the tri-lane is the tri-lanes have come into dominance, he just doesn't fit in so well because of the way that you usually used to get played in the jungle a lot, and now that the tri-lanes are just considered such a strong strategy, we don't see Tempest very often at all. So I'm not too sure why One Day have decided to ban Tempest, but we do get Pharaoh as the final ban here, being banned by 4GONDOR. Pharaoh is a very solid hero, very great initiator, and also quite a versatile hero. You can have him either solo mid or solo side lane versus Tron. He's quite a good hero. Can let you, if you pick Pharaoh, you can have quite a malleable lineup. But being first picked is Hellbringer. Now, I'm not dead sure that if Hellbringer was the best of choices as a first pick. He's a solid hero, but I wouldn't have first picked him. I think there are some better options on the board. You've got stuff like Dr. Repulsor, Thunderbringer. Definitely Thunderbringer still on the board. Bubbles, I'm fairly sure that they are quite probably better picks there. Just better first picks, stronger heroes there available. But gonna see what 4GONDOR pick up in return. Just not sure what they're gonna play. I did briefly glance over the endgame results, but I do try, when I do these replay casts, I do try not to pay too much attention, just to make the cast a little bit more unpredictable. But we do get some 2 first picks picked up. Magnus and Bubbles. Bubbles, a very strong hero, definitely a great pickup by 4GONDOR, and as well as Magnus, also a great pick. Although, if they're going to run him in the trial, that means that they are going to need a ranged carry, most likely. Because running dual melee in trials really doesn't go all that well. Unless you are hoping to go down against an enemy solo, even then it's just not all that hot. You want to have that range in there just to harass and just drive that solo back. But we get Glacius and Sachi Swiftblade picked by One Day, 2 solid picks. Hopefully they're not going to run Hellbringer in the trial. He's a bit more of a solo hero, not too great as a support really. Better off as a solo. But Glacius and Swiftblade, two definite solid picks there. And with Ferroband, should be quite dangerous in the enemy trial situation. Especially if he is going up against a solo, though they do have Bubbles, so Bubbles could quite easily solo versus that lineup. Using Take Cover and the Shell Surf to keep himself out of harm should be alright versus him. But 4GONDOR, picking up Torturer and Blacksmith. Now, I'm not too sure about those picks either. Definitely 2 heroes that we really don't see in comp. We have seen Torturer being played a few times on the CGo level, but definitely Blacksmith, a very he's not a terrible hero, he's just unreliable, and in competitive games, unreliability usually means he's not a favourite pick. He's definitely not a top tier pick if you're an unreliable hero. It's just too difficult to predict when he will be useful. Then I'm just looking at their line. I'm really not sure how they're planning to run this, because Magnus and Blacksmith are the 2 most likely candidates for support, and they're both melee, so I don't really see them working all that well on a trial unless they're planning to go up against a solo lane and just hope that they can throw down enough stun to make themselves useful. But in return, One Day have chosen Devourer. I'm not really too confident with that pick. Devourer is not, again, like when we were talking about this reliability, Devourer is a very unreliable hero. His hook is not very reliable. Even if you are the most pro Devourer in the entire world, you will not land all your hooks, which is quite problematic. It's not like Valkyrie, who has other skills. Like, she has other skills that let her make herself useful. She has Elite, which allows her to solo against trials. She has AoE Nuke. She has an ult to help her team initiate or escape, as well as just having that all-round AoE Nuke. Devourer is a very, very limited hero, doesn't scale very well in the late game, has a very limited window of opportunity, and if you either miss your hooks just through sheer bad luck, or your opponent is quite good, and you miss out on an effective early game, you really are going to be quite useless and quite a drag on your team in the late game. So I'm really not sure about One Day's pick there, but they round out the lineup with Witchslayer. Now, Witchslayer definitely a very good pick. Definitely very strong pick. So it looks like One Day are opting to do a tri-lane with Swiftblade, Witchslayer, and Glacius. Now that will be quite an effective, quite a strong tri-lane. Although Hellbringer will want to go up against an enemy solo. He going up against an enemy tri-lane, even though he does have that life foot, it's not going to go too well from him. He is probably just going to get harassed out of the lane and then possibly ganked a few times. So they will want to set up their tri-lane. One Day will want to set up their tri-lane to go versus the enemy tri-lane. And rounding out the picks for 4GONDOR is Corrupted Disciple. Now, he's also, when the new Razor came out in Dota, he suddenly got discovered by the Chinese using the Helm of the Black Legion, just going with a tanky build, and he suddenly became extremely popular in Chinese Dota. Now, I haven't been keeping up with the Dota scene as of late, but I'm not sure if he's still in there, but we don't see Corrupted Disciple played all that much in the HoN scene, really. Especially not just because in a trial situation you really want just want something that's a super hard carry. You really want sort of like the hardest carry that you possibly can have in there, and I honestly don't think Corrupted Disciple is that hard of a carry, and it looks like they are going to run him Or maybe not, actually. Magnus is going top. Maybe they're planning to run him as solo. He is an effective solo, though. Using Corrupted Conduit here can be quite difficult to deal with. Although that said, Magnus is rolling bottom now, so maybe not. Maybe they will be running him in the tri-lane situation. Bubble's going to go try and solo versus an enemy tri-lane. But it looks like he will be up against Hellbringer as a solo, because it looks like One Day have opted to send their tri-lane bottom now. This does help them out a little bit. While they don't have the double pull advantage, they're not going to be able to use that double pull advantage that the hard medium camp that the Hellborn have in the jungle up there. They are going to have the ability to gank the mid lane much easier. Trying to gank the mid lane from the Hellborn side, coming from down from top, is quite difficult just because the amount of line of sight that the mid player has coming across there. Just coming across past the Ancients, it does make it quite problematic trying to gank, but it looks like Hellbringer and Bubbles are going to go up against each other, and they're going to run a Torturer mid-solo. Now, Devourer might be able to take him down, although Torturer does have a lot of firepower at his command, so it might be fairly even here. If he can just get a little bit of early arm, he will be able to shrug off most of the hook damage. It really is going to be interesting to see how this Devourer deals with Torturer, although of course, if Torturer can just land a stun, he'll probably be able to escape Devourer fairly easily. Devourer is opting to have a ward placed behind him. He is wary of ganks, probably a little early to place that ward. That's the kind of thing you could scout out earlier with a courier just to check if you've got ganks coming through there, and then you can find out if you've got a tri-lane up top and you need to worry about ganks coming around from top from behind. And in this case he doesn't, so he could have put that ward on a rune instead, which would have been much more useful, because at the moment he has absolutely zero. As I said that though, it looks like, no, that's 4GONDOR, they're putting down their own ward. So currently Devourer has absolutely zero rune control, zero sights to runes, which when you're playing a very early mid-game ganker that really needs to get control of the game early, this is not a situation you want to be in. And also we have 4GONDOR sticking down a ward. Now that is the right idea. That's just called a lane ward, but it's too far down. It doesn't do what it really needs to do, which is spot the tower and look for TP ganks. As we say, there's Lava Surge comes out on Witch Slayer, and he also gets stunned by the Blacksmith's Fireball. Glacier's freezing Magnus, but Corrupted Disciple with the Electric Tide, taking down Witch Slayer, although he goes down to Arctic Owl in the end though. Swiftblade takes down 4GONDOR. Although Glacier's in a little bit of trouble now, popping that health pot, trying to run away, and I'm just trying to check who that was. Taco King going down for the Bloodlust to Magnus, that was Witch Slayer going down, and then Swiftblade managing to clean up, I think it was, Magnus in return. Was it Magnus? Just checking the scores here, it was Magnus. The kid went down in return, although Glacier's getting stunned by a Fireball, then a Lava Surge, in a little bit of trouble, Graveyard Stun, stunning a whole ton of players though, and now, wow, Kid also getting Fu also getting wiped out. Now Magnus trying to run down this Blacksmith here. Blacksmith firing out a fireball on Witch Slayer. Witch Slayer has his graveyards. He could have stunned Blacksmith there, and they could have taken him down. They had enough players, although they were getting chased up for the creep there. But still, we have a pause coming here. Carnivalis calling a pause vote. I'm not sure if he's lagging here, but Carnivalis opting to go with 2 in Decay, 1 in Gatling Hook. Probably should have picked up a level in Cadaver Armor, because you need that strength buff as much as you can, as well as it will just help him shrug off a little bit of damage from Torture, as well as his own Rot. It definitely is advisable to pick up just 1 level of Cadaver Armor early. It is very useful. Definitely don't want to miss out on any strength buffs from killing people. But just looking up the top lane, Bubbles has picked up has started off with a Guardian Ring. Looks like he's going for an early Ring of the Teacher. Is definitely a great item, a great laning item. Just gives you that bit of extra armor to shrug off auto attack damage, as well as the extra little bit of mana regen. It's also really good for pushing as well. But just looking at the creep score at the moment, just Hellbringer is sitting on 6 to 6. Bubbles is definitely falling behind there on 1 to 3. He is a little bit behind in the base damage department, so it probably is giving a little bit of trouble trying to last hit there, because Hellbringer has about 10 extra damage on him, which is quite helpful when it comes to last hitting. But down in the bottom lane, I'm just checking GBMs here, it's going to be Swiftblade versus... I might mention it is almost 4:45 in the morning, so it's quite late. I have downed a can of Rockstar, so I'm a little bit hyped up, a little bit scatterbrained, but anyway, it's Swiftblade versus Corrupted Disciple in the bottom lane for carry farming, and Corrupted Disciple's on 3-0. But he does have 2 assists, but he also has a death. Swiftblade sitting on 2 kills, 9 creep kills, and 6 creep denies, so he's doing fairly well for himself. I think he is going to get away here, and they do need to try and shut down this Switchblade, or he may snowball out ahead. But it looks like Torture is beating Devourer quite handily here. Devourer taking some damage there from the impalement. From the chain reaction center. The Torture getting a little brave here, although managing to take him out with Agonizing Bonds. Torture opting to go with chain reaction and Agonizing Bonds. So he's going for a very nukey build, which is fair enough. You really don't want to get that close to Devourer because of his decay, as well as it just opens you up to really easy hooks. So fair enough going for the complete nuke build. Although it won't be too useful for pushing that later on. You'll need to level up into the mid game before you'll be able to push that effectively. Though Devourer looks like he might be trying to set up a hook. No. Just doing a little bit more creep scoring, but you might see a little bit of a clash here at bottom. Switchblade, no boots. Oh wait, no, it looks like he's picking up. Yes, there we go. There, he's got his boots. And we might know there is nothing that's going to farm. Both teams in farm on here, and Hellbringer has control of this top lane. Bubbles has been pushed back all the way. He has picked up his Ring of the Teacher now. He has opted for 2 levels of Shell Stuff, 1 in Take Cover. Hasn't picked up Song of the Sea yet. I should also mention that the courier, that's not somewhere you want to see a walking courier, because if you walk back, forget about it, and the creep come, they will kill it quite quickly. Of course, the creep are capable of running down a walking courier, so you don't want to leave them like that. But Torture now bottling an illusion rune from top. Yes, come on, there we go. Bottles that illusion rune. Should also mention the monkey has 2 wards in him. This is the kind of thing you want to get down and placed. You don't want to see, like, Glacius could just drop back and pick up those wards and send the monkey back, because if you've got it sitting by the tower like this, it stops anybody else from using it. Like Devourer, if he had enough money for a bottle now, even though he doesn't, he's almost there, but not quite. But he couldn't get that bottle. But Lava Surge on Glacius here. Now he's getting hit by a fireball, getting stunned again. Corrupted Conduit on Glacius. Glacius in a little bit of trouble. He's getting bashed, but the Graveyard Stun saving Glacius. Not quite though. Electric Tide taking down Glacius. And now Switchblade spinning into the action here. And now Switchblade in a little bit of trouble. Although Magnus might be able to save him. No! Doesn't manage it. Switchblade taking down Arctic Owl, killing, taking out, who is it? Fu there. Taking out Fu. Magnus not having enough mana for another stun there. Magnus opting to go for early boots. Probably should have gone for an earlier chalice. If he's got that mana up, he would be able to save his allies a little bit more here. Definitely don't really need running speed this early in the game, especially if you're not going to go and roam. You want that mana regen, because that's what makes Magnus useful in the lane. Although Witchslayer might get caught out here. He's just doing a little bit of warding. Looks like he's trying to find that counter ward there. But Blacksmith, not enough mana to stun. He is pretty much bone dry. But Magnus coming in here is going to try and get a Lava Surge off. Witchslayer just backing up here. If he gets caught out, he's going to be in a fair bit of trouble. Blacksmith got enough for a fireball, getting hit by the Graveyard Stun. Magnus doesn't run away here. Magnus, oh, Switchblade's here. He's in a bit of trouble. Blacksmith getting hit by a very good hook there from Devourer. Carnivalis landing that one nicely. Magnus now just striding away there. Going to get away nice and safely. And Devourer just bottling up here, just camping the bottom rune spot. Gonna see what he gets. Does he get anything? No, it's top. It is a regeneration up top. Bubbles still getting outlaned by Hellbringer. Hellbringer opting to go for Life Void, and Deathball's definitely a decent build when you're playing in as a solo hero. But it looks like Witchslayer and Glacius opting to do a little bit of roaming here. Witchslayer trying to get up enough mana for a stun. Yep, he's got enough now. Although Torturer has gone top, picking up that rune. Looks like he's going to go and try and gank Bubbles here. Bubbles could be in a little bit of trouble. Oh, sorry. Hellbringer, what am I talking about? He's on Bubbles' team. Anyway, Hellbringer could be in a bit of trouble here. He really doesn't have his slow. He's got Malphus, but if Torturer can get stuck in here, he can land this empowerment. Yes, they are going to take down Torturer. Nice and easy. Very good empowerment. Didn't even need Bubbles to slow him down there with his ult. Devourer just farming away a little bit more. Still hasn't got any levels in Cadaver Armor. That's not a very wise choice in my opinion. You definitely want to get just that little bit of extra magic armor, as well as some early Mystic Vestments, just to cut down the amount of damage you do to yourself while rotting. Of course, Devourer being quite reliant on Decay. I'm not talking about Pudge, talking about Devourer on Decay to do early damage, and you don't want to be hurting yourself quite that much, especially if you've got no stats boosters either at this level in the game. You don't have all that much strength, as well as he hasn't managed to kill anything yet, so he really doesn't have anything. But yeah, you really need to pick up that early. Just one level, just a 1.1 to see here, catching out Torturer. Torturer getting hit by the Gutlet Hook Decay, and now he's getting hit by that ult, but he is going to stun Devourer and going to get away here. He has popped that regen, so Devourer getting this turned around on him. Having to back off. Switchblade opting to pick up early Mystic Vestments. Not sure if it was really all that necessary, but he has also picked up Enhanced Marches, so he is quite dangerous, quite a threat to the enemy team here. Blacksmith has gone for Naked Boots. I'm really not sure about that either. Really, these guys, they have opted to go for early boots, but running speed not all that important, considering you can't outrun a Swiftblade who's rushing at ghost marches anyway, with just boots. Really, you need that mana regen. One early stat boost, early mana. If you're not going to roam early, which they're not, neither of this Magnus or this Blacksmith have really been roaming at all. Really don't need that mobility. Just get that mana regen, because that's what is going to help you lane. Just that early blood chalice is really going to help you be that much more effective. Just get those extra stuns, extra slows off. It looks like Swiftblade in a bit of trouble here. There are a whole ton of people getting hit by large surge, getting stunned, stacked on him now, although managing to dispel the worst of that. It looks like he is going to get away here. He's got ports coming in, although out comes the Kelpfield, getting smacked by Electric Tide, and he is going to go down. He procs the secondary proc of Kelpfield and gets taken out. Bubbles using take cover, might go down here. He is getting hit. Yes, he does go down, as well as Corrupted Sideball on very low HP. Devourer getting taken out though. And we see Magmas just sneaking away there. Although Witchslayer is back to the fight, misses his stun quite badly. Glacius getting back to the fight, Witchslayer going down, and Torturer now also in the fight. Glacius in a lot of trouble. Torturer, nice arrival from him, taking down Glacius and Witchslayer, and that was very good play by 4GONDOR, just coming in to reinforce their teammates there. It looks like Arctic Owl has opted to go top instead here. Just going to get a little bit of farming. He's noticed a free lane. The bottom lane is all choked up with enemies, so fair enough. Go top. Continue farming because he is the carry. He needs to get that action happening. I should also mention that currently the Hellborn team, one day, have no wards up. They really need to get on that as well. Glacius has one ward on him, so he should get that down fairly soon.
The Legion have destroyed a Hellborn tower.
Legion taking the first tower here down at bottom, so that's going to make farming bottom quite problematic unless they get that ward cover up. Even then, they are vulnerable to getting dived under, seeing as they have no tower cover now as well, although Swiftblade, one of the harder to gank carries just because he has his ult, has his spin, but it looks like he is going to be ganked again. Two players rolling up top, Bubbles and Magnus. If you can get this Lava Surge out, they might be able to take him down, although I don't think they have enough burst. Bubbles probably not going to be able to manage this here. Does manage to get the Lava Surge off, getting the Song of the Sea off, but it was a little bit... It is only a level 1 Song of the Sea, so it wasn't quite that effective. Probably needed a few more levels than that before he was going to be able to gank Swiftblade. The silence just did not last long enough. Bubbles taking cover just to avoid a couple of ticks of damage. And now backing off with Hellbringer porting top to reinforce his teammates. Devourer has bottled an Invis rune and now is rolling out looking for someone to gank. Looks like he might go mid, try and take down Torturer, although Torturer has a stun up still, but he does have Swiftblade. Swiftblade has his ult up, so it looks like it might be curtains for Torturer here, getting the stun off. Devourer now ulting, and Torturer in a whole world of trouble, now getting hit by the spin and the decay. He is going to go down, gets cleaned up by Arctic Owl. Nice gank from Devourer there. And those wards just coming down a few seconds too late, 20 seconds too late. They're not quite spotting up Devourer, picking up that Invis rune. He would have been that much safer if he knew the invisible Devourer was roaming around. But Magnus back in middle now, hasn't picked up that Blood Chalice yet, although he has got a mana battery now, so he is going to be a little bit more effective over the long term. Witchslayer also having picked up boots and helping out with the wards a little bit. Bubbles now has picked up Steam Boots, so he is getting a little bit harder to kill, getting just a little bit tanked up. Interesting to see which item he tries to pick up first. Just looking at the GPMs at the moment, Swiftblade is sitting on 302, so that's fairly respectable for 11 minutes in, and Torturer also on 308. Fu though playing Corruptus up a little bit behind on 252, so needs to catch up a little bit there. Just doing a little bit of pulling at the moment. And that is a better lane ward there. Spots up a little bit, although it doesn't quite watch that little segment there, so you can have things put in you. The Witchslayer in a lot of trouble, getting hit by Kelpfield and a Lava Surge. But now Malphus getting used to stun a whole bunch of enemies here, and now Torturer might go down here. Although Hellbringer in a whole lot of trouble. Glacius freezing an opponent, and Devourer ulting Blacksmith here. And now Lava Surge again. Hellbringer in a lot of trouble, though healing up just not enough there, but he is going to take out Torturer with Malphus. Nice work, nice micro. Bubbles now getting stuck in. Glacius freezing Bubbles though. Bubbles taking cover and backing off now, with Blacksmith sneaking away on low HP. It looks like Swiftblade is going to try and get to the party late. Probably should have ported mid when he saw that going out. Really would have been a good idea to port. I'm not sure if it was on cooldown or something. Fail hook from Devourer though. Gets taken out by JJ, but Swiftblade going to spin down his opponent here. Neither kill on Magnus. Magnus not too happy about that, I reckon. Does Swiftblade have his ult up? Swiftblade, Skillblade has an ult. He might be trying to take down someone. Could take down Bubbles here, although he has take cover. Has got enough mana for take cover, so not going to be that effective. Probably shouldn't bother. Shouldn't bother. Going to back out here. Yes, good plan. Back out. And now Witchslayer still hasn't managed to pick up his ult yet. He has gone for 2 miniaturation and 3 in Graveyard. Definitely a fairly stock standard build there. And Fu, just getting his farm on at bottom, has picked up 2 Dark Boots and a Mana Battery, has opted to rush Ghost Marches as well. But Swiftblade has a Life Tube. Looks like he'll probably be going for a Rune Cleaver if I'm to guess correctly. Just checking the jungle for stacks, see if any supports have been doing their job, although I think they've been fairly busy down at bottom just fighting the whole time. Doesn't look like anybody, although actually someone's been stacking down at bottom a little bit, although I think that might have just been Corrupted Disciple just doing his own stacks. Looking at Torturer has picked up his first level of Impalement, still no levels in his ult, which is fair enough. It is incredibly mana intensive, so until you get a lot of mana regen, it's not really worth picking up all that much. It is quite difficult to have enough mana up to use it, so definitely needs some mana boost before he goes near that. Because with 4 active skills plus a constant, and one of them is a constant drain, it's very, very mana intensive hero. But Shudder has timed out here, waiting for Shudder to come back. Who was it that paused actually? It was Arctic Out, so it seems that Shudder did time out. Shudder being Glacius. Glacius still warding, no boots yet. It's fair enough if you are playing the Ward Whore. And he is sitting on 3 deaths, 4 assists, no kills. So yeah, he would be quite strapped for cash with a sub 100. Hasn't got triple figures in his GPM, so he would be having quite a rough time there. But we're left just shooting the breeze at the moment. Blacksmith also opting to rush Ghost Marches by the looks of it. Has picked up a Punch Dagger. Bubbles, what is... I should mention... Barbecue is... What the fuck, Barbecue? Oh my god, Barbecue is sitting on 1,000 gold there. Not sure what he's saving up for. Bubbles is on 289, so he's nowhere near whatever he's trying to pick up yet. Corrupted Disciple is sitting on 1,300 gold. What has he got? He did look at him before, just enhanced matches. I wonder what he's trying to rush then. He's sitting on that much money. Could be interesting to see what he's after. Which with the boots. Blacksmith, yes, we've seen him. So yes, here we go, back on track. Hellbringer has also opted to rush Ghost Marches. I'm not really sure if he needed to rush that. Could have gone to a bit of a HP boost or something to help him out. We saw him go down that fight, just really wasn't quite tanky enough. There's Witchslayer now rolling out. Looks like he might be doing a... Nope, just go on bottom. We've got some ports mid coming to backup places. It's Devourer. Now, Devourer has got his Mystic Vestments and a leveling Cadaver Armor at last. At long last. Looks like he's going to rush a Shaman's Headdress. Definitely a great item to pick up early in him. But now Swiftblade spinning into the fight here. Devourer getting hit by a Lava Surge as well as Magnus just missing everybody else. So Kelpville being used in Devourer. Devourer should be okay though. He's fair way out of the fight. And Swiftblade ulting in but not really doing enough damage. And we're going to see both teams just back off here. Neither team landing some decisive blows, although Torturer taking a ton of damage. I think he might have been the target of Swiftblade's ult, but just got bounced over to Magnus. Witchslayer all alone down at bottom. He has picked up a TP. Probably should have TP'd mid a little bit earlier during that fight. Could have been enough to turn that fight around. Let's see, someone's pointing top. It is orange. Just Blacksmith going to do a little bit more farming, and Swiftblade just farming the elbow there. He has picked up a Sustainer, so I would assume he's going for a Rune Cleaver. Magnus also rolling, in fact, all 4 heroes rolling top. Maybe they are planning to push. Torturer has picked up his 2nd level Empowerment, still no level ults, which is fair enough. He hasn't really got the mana pool to abuse it yet. But Swiftblade rolling up top, looks like he's got some reinforcements coming. Hellbringer porting top. Along with Glacius rolling there, and Witchslayer on the way as well. In fact, only Devourer. Devourer is the odd one out, deciding not to come, but it looks like Fu is going to port top, so it's going to be 4v5 unless Devourer has no port. Oh, it's not something you want to. Well, not something you want to do. You do not want to be portless in competitive games. Definitely want to have a port on you at all times. Magnus, though, being brave, manning up. Lava Surge on Glacius. Glacius frees himself, but getting taken down in the end. Devourer finally porting mid. There we go. A little bit too late though. Hellbringer getting hit by that Kelpville along with Devourer. Hook coming up from Devourer, but it's a bit of a whiff here. And we've got Magnus ulting in, but in the end, getting taken down there. Bubbles now firing a Shell Siphon, not hitting anything though. I think he was probably aiming for Devourer. And Swiftblade getting hit by that Electric Tide, but Malphus chasing down Bubbles here. Corrupt Disciple ulting, but Swiftblade being a little too brave here. He's going to get taken down. You know, you are magic immune while you're spinning, but unfortunately, Corrupt Disciple really doesn't care with his ult. He is just going to continue zapping you. Going to put neg armor on you, just going to whack away, and you are going to go down. Corrupt Disciple has opted to pick up a Mighty Blade and a Bolstering Arm Blade, so it looks like he is rushing an Ice Brand. Might be going for an early Frost Brand and then splitting with a Frost Wolf and a Geometer's Bane, but I think maybe he's going for a straight up Frost Wolf, not sure. But he has picked up that Ice Brand, so it's a 15-minute Ice Brand and Enhanced March. It's not bad. His GPM is sitting on 285, so not all that great, but better than it was before. Glacier's just doing, or trying to do a little bit of counter-nodding. He has been stacking also. Yeah, he's got some trouble coming in here. Has to back off. Can't finish taking out that ward yet. This Devara. What is Devara sitting on? 3, 3, and 2. Probably want him to get a little bit more active. His window of opportunity is really closing. He has managed to bottle a invisibility rune though. Witchslayer stunning torture that Devara probably shouldn't initiate here. Although it looks like Witchslayer is a fair bit of trouble. Getting hit by Shell Surf and a Lava Surge. Just getting taken out there. Just too much mobility on the Legion team, just wiping them out there. So Devara might be able to land an easy hook here. Just pull them fuckers into the tower. So we do see a good hook from Devara and an ult, but he is going to get pounded on here. Magnus surging in there, and the Kelp build coming out on Hellbringer. Hellbringer, though, tanking a lot of damage with his life orb, but in the end getting taken out. There are just too many heroes there. Really, those ports, and we see which they're porting in out, just although he was dead. And Glacier's trying to help, but really just not being able to help him out just that much. They are both fairly low level. Deny coming out mid. Glacier's still boostless. Witchslayer still hasn't got his ult yet, which is quite irritating. He really needs that ult to get stuck in and really give him a massive threat range. We're just looking at creep score at the moment. Arctic Owl sitting on 51 to 29. Corrupted Disciple sitting on 50 or 60 to 25. 4GONDOR, what the fuck was, oh my god, Barbecue. Torturer is on 60 to 6, while Devara is on 32 to 14. So he definitely got the short end of the stick when it came to lane farming.